If you're on this video, it's because you know something is going on lately. It seems like all these big companies are working hard to fry your brain as soon as possible. And it's understandable. They maybe have like several thousand engineers and other several thousand psychologists working hard to create the most addictive product they can. Can we do something about it? Well, first of all, let's check out the main reasons why you're online. First of all, should be because you're bored. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Second of all, is because you have this fear of missing out. And that's something so exploitable that, well, it makes me angry. The third reason is habit. Although I don't really consider it a reason because anything can become a habit. Although, well, League of Legends players may understand what I say. You hate the game and you play 8 hours straight. Or maybe you watch Netflix and most of the time you're searching what to watch because you've seen everything. Those are examples where these reasons came into account. Let's address the first one. You're bored. And, well, that can be solved quite easily actually, like get a life. No, really, search hobbies. I know many people that are not scared of trying new things, but actually they try them, but they don't really enjoy them. And that sucks, you know, because when you have your brain so fried from consuming content, especially short-form content, instant gratification like all those gurus selling courses said, your brain doesn't really enjoy the mundane things no more. I brought a camera here in the middle of nowhere because I wanted to share something that is beautiful. If your brain is so used to having joy at easy disposition, then mundane things like this really lack any purpose anymore. And that's painful, honestly. Imagine, what if I tell you that you can really enjoy having a walk, running, or doing whatever hobbies you like? Actually, learning can be cool too. You could enjoy nature simply by walking into it. I think that's how the world should be enjoyed. I mean, we're animals. So it should be normal for us to enjoy nature instead of, you know, going to work in boxes, work in a box, scroll in a box, live in a box. This is something different. So I really recommend you the old wisdom again, to go and touch grass. It's great, really. Then again, you may say, hey, I have hobbies. Yeah, you may, but I don't know how to put it without offending anyone, but your hobbies may lack depth. Like, I don't really consider gaming or going to the gym, watching Netflix, watching movies in general, a hobby. That's entertainment, that's consuming content. Where do I put the line on what is consuming content and a hobby? I'd say, if the main goal of such entertainment is to distract your mind, it's probably just consuming content. What I'm saying is, for example, sports, even the most lame ones, like running, that honestly I despise running, even though I'm here, I despise running. Some people relax while running and, well, have a space of mind for themselves. It's distracting from the work or whatever it is, but it has a space for them to think new ideas, new projects, or just enjoy the view. It's something that really integrates the human with the nature. And that's cool, no problem with it. The thing is, consuming in YouTube or Netflix or whatever, it's just your mind is on blank. Nothing happens. So you don't really use the mental muscles to imagine new things. The same way some people are, how to put it, not really lazy, but not interested for one reason or another on reading books. I don't really like the heavy books. I wouldn't read a heavy book on maths, for example. But fantasy books, go right in. That's the thing. Even though some books are more useful than others, I may say, still, it's fun and I consider it entertaining. but on a higher level. When you're reading, you're already imagining things, and in the end you're reading, but the reality is that in your mind you're watching the movie, you're creating things. And the more you're used to reading, the more dramatic things get. You get music, you get camera angle, you get new things. That's the thing I enjoy from reading, even though I don't really read that much anymore, I have no time. But what I say is, you get something on your brain when you read. I still consider it like consuming content, just on a slightly higher degree of doing something good. That's it. Then, anything that is screen related is usually bad for your brain. But lately, as you may know already, short form content is absolutely blasting any kind of patience or any kind of ability to focus that you had. Now, you're expecting something new in 15 seconds or less. You're scrolling in 3 seconds and you don't like it. You don't really have the mindset of give a chance to anything. And that's pretty bad. Because if you all recall, at least people of my age, I'm not at all, not that young. In school, you have to focus, you have to concentrate most of the time if you don't want to be studying several hours later before the exam. And the thing is, even if you wanted to study just before the exam, you're screwed. You need to repeat over and over again whatever the content you are trying to get into your head. And it's not gonna be easy if you have your brain used to instant gratification. I hate the word, but that's what it is. You can just go to your phone and scroll and make your mind numb. And you're losing the ability to concentrate on tasks. And I sound like an old man when I'm saying that, but have you seen new generations? I've seen my cousins, like 5 years old, 10 years old. They are on the phone. I'm playing Minecraft at the same time. How is that even possible? How do you enjoy two things at the same time? Whoever discovered that it was possible to watch TikTok and play a video game at the same time was something possible and enjoyable. Is either crazy or a genius, honestly. I've been yapping for around 15 minutes now, and you may be wondering already, what has this to do at all with social networks? You may think YouTube is very different from Instagram, let's say. But the thing is, they're very similar. Because when you're bored, you have a lack of stimulus, you go to your phone and you check Messenger, nothing. WhatsApp, nothing. Instagram, you scroll an hour, you're bored, you've already seen everything. Next, you go to... anyone uses Facebook anymore? Whatever. You get what I'm saying. Maybe nowadays you go to TikTok and that's all there is. But the main point is that you're bored. Your mind is on the crave of something to relax, to numb itself. Because it's a drug, like any kind of drug. You can say, okay, it's good, that it actually makes you kind of happy if you... I mean, you know you don't really are, right? But it entertains you for a moment. But now again, what can we do about it? Before I said that hobbies will fix boredom. Now, how do we fix the fear of missing out? It's kind of easy to, but it's kind of hard to accomplish in a sense. The easiest way to do it, or rather the most complicated, is to straight up delete everything. All the applications that have any kind of fear of missing out feature related to them, like Instagram with the stories and the YouTube with the new videos, whatever that is. Nobody's gonna do that, honestly. I don't do that because you end up reinstalling it someday, so the crave is just too hard to ignore. You have to reduce it. How do people that are drug addicts leave the drugs? The best way to fight back the urge is basically having no other option. How do you do that? The best way, the easiest way, and the way I recommend the most is to gradually reduce your consumption by installing an alternative version of the apps that let you control what kind of features are enabled. For example, I have a version of YouTube installed that I may discuss on the comment later that has the short feature disabled, And the thumbnails are disabled too, so it's a random thing from the video. So I don't really click on something from clickbait, and I don't really have the shorts to be scrolling, so it's easier to control my time consumption here. In my browser, in my computer, I have extensions that straight up limit the time I have on the app. For example, I have 90 minutes of YouTube per day. That seems like a lot, but honestly it just goes away quite easily because I listen to YouTube while I'm working or something like that. So still, I know I do less work while I watching YouTube, so it's quite obvious if you think of it, but it's necessary. Instagram, I have an alternative version of Instagram that is very much all chopped out. The only thing I have from Instagram is chat, because I have friends there. And being able to post stories and generally post. But consuming, nothing. I don't have stories. I can watch stories from the people on my chat because they are the most important to me in a sense. But I don't really watch reels that reels took my time away. Or post. How many times have you scrolled all the way down to post and you see, okay, you consume everything. You go to the next tab, you've consumed everything again. You go back to Instagram, you have nothing else to see, and you're on existential crisis. Well, that's why the idea of getting alive is not that bad, right? Get a few hobbies. Not that many as I do because I don't really recommend it either, but one or two should be good. So when you're tired of something, you go to the other hobby and you kind of swap like that. That's what I do, and it's very fulfilling, honestly. That's what I recommend to you. So, if you're tired of this algorithm thing and you're being stuck without leaving social media, these are my tips. You won't get any smarter than you are, but you won't get dumber either, so it's kind of a win-win situation. Just try it. Maybe the first week you will fail. You'll likely fail on the first week. But eventually you realize that it wasn't that difficult. It was all in your mind, as always. I'd love to hear if you've been able to pull this off. And in what are you spending your time next? You know, what kind of hobbies are you interested? What would you do with this kind of extra hours that not being scrolling is giving you for free? Let me know in the comments. And see you in another video. Before I leave, let me show you this beautiful place I'm in right now. I was trying to show you with the other camera lens, but doesn't really suit this spot. So let me slowly transition here. I don't have needs right now. And yes, this seems like some beautiful spot to not swim because I don't really trust this water, but I hope the camera really makes it justice. And what the even fuck is this?